Excuse me. Nothing here to report, Prime. Just supervising a little cleanup operation.
Folks, welcome to another Magnus' Loot Crate review. I am your host, as always, Magnus Deacon. This is it's too early in the morning for this crap edition of the Magnus' Loot Crate. That's why I've got the coffee. But folks, regardless, this is one of my favorite type of Loot Crate reviews to do because it involves a masterpiece style figure. This is X-Transbots MM-XII Neptune. Of course, MM-XII, but I'm not going to say that because it's a little too much of a mouthful. But folks, it is one of my favorites because, like I said, I am bigger on the masterpiece figures than I am on the Legends figures. I do love the Legends, don't get me wrong, but this is what got me started into my collection. This is the masterpiece style. So folks, without any further ado, let's dive right into it.
Hey, look, the first star of the evening. What do you say we make a wish? I know.
So folks, here we have Neptune in his clamshell, and as you can see, he got chocked full of accessories. You know, he's got his skis, he's got 2 water effects, as you can see in the back probably. He got a beach ball, he's got a sand bucket and a sand shovel so that you can give him that whole beachy look. He has a replacement head if you'd rather have the full visor instead of the singular eyes. But you know what, folks? Let's go ahead and take him out of the clamshell and take a look at the bot mode.
What do you think of water skiing so far? Whoa! No!
So, bot mode time. Here he is on the turntable in his bot mode, folks. He is a decent looking little bot, I have to admit. There he is with his beach ball and his sand shovel and his sand bucket. But he's got his gun and he's got his communicator up, which he has the communicators in both arms. In case you want to go one way or the other, that's, you know, completely up to you, you know, as to which way you go. But folks, like I say, he is a decent looking bot. He's pretty decently posable. He's got, you know, the little gut. If you probably already saw the comparison with the animation model that I usually put into these, so you can kind of see what the difference is between the cartoon version and this one. Folks, there he is in his bot mode. Let's go ahead and transform him up and take a look at the Hovercraft Mode. So folks, now that you've seen the turntable for the clamshell and the bot mode, there's a couple of things I want to point out. Now, one thing that I am kind of disappointed about is these water skis. These were designed back when the only masterpiece Bumblebee was the older version, the original version. Now, these were designed to fit his feet. Now that we have the Bumblebee 2.0, I've not tried it, so I don't know if these will fit. I'll have to wait until I get home, but worst comes to it, I can just tell you guys, yeah, no, I can update it if you want me to and say, yeah, no, these don't fit his feet. They just don't. Now, as far as the figure goes, the only gripe I really have about this guy, I mean, he's got the chubby bubby look in the front, as you saw on the turntable, but this, how loose his waist is, kind of bothers me a little bit. Now, if you're just going to pose him and leave him, it's not really going to be that much of an issue because he does have some decent mobility in his joints. But like I said, this one, the ab, it gives him a decent little ab crunch, from the back here. That means you kind of have to pull that apart, and it means he can kind of little ab crunch back, which is fine. But certain spots it does seem a little too loose. That doesn't really change much about the figure. It just means if you're messing with him, keep that in mind, because if you're posing him, reposing him, you know, whatever the case may be, you'll want to keep an eye on that. But folks, that's enough about that. Let's go ahead, throw him on the turntable in his vehicle mode, and take a look at that.
Grab hold of me! We're going for a swim!
Folks, last but not least, here he is in his hovercraft mode. Now folks, he is a pretty decent looking little hovercraft in this turntable here. I have the water effects kind of placed on the back of him. I don't know how well those show up on the turntable, but it's a pretty decent little addition to this figure. He looks pretty good as far as a hovercraft would go, I guess. But I definitely like the look of this figure. You know, other than a couple of things I've pointed out along the way, I honestly have to say he is a really decent little bot. X-Transbots usually are. They're not bad, they're pretty decent, and they're pretty decently priced too. You know, they're usually fairly cheap as far as Masterpiece figures go. And definitely worth picking up in some cases, in others, probably not so much. But folks, that is, you know, let the buyer beware. That is at your own discretion. If you like these bots, definitely pick them up, because they're definitely worth the price. Folks, there he is. That is X-Transbots MM-XII Neptune. So folks, that was X-Transbots Neptune. Yeah, I know this figure's a little old, but I just got it. Might as well review it, let you know what's available. But folks, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the little bell notification to keep you abreast of when the next Magnus' Loot Crate review comes out. And folks, let's go ahead and take a look at that final verdict, and I will see you next time.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have.
Buy this figure and more at ShowZStore. Links in the description.